extremely crisis happening right now in higher education, where students are being taught to hate our country.
We as Americans must understand that it's a gift we get to live in the United States of America, a gift from God. Who deserves the applause is our Turning Point USA staff. They have been As you guys depart today, just find a Turning Point USA staff member and say thank you. They've been showing up at 4 or 5 a.m. every day, making sure everything is just clean, everything is ready for you guys, the preparation, the marketing, all the logistics, making sure speakers get where they need to be on time, the exhibitors. There's a lot that goes into this, and lives were changed these last couple of days. I can say that confidently. We have people coming up to us saying, Charlie, I am now ready to run for the school board. I'm going to homeschool my kids. I am going to speak out more. I am now more convicted. I was really down these last couple of weeks, and now I'm charged back up, and that is really mission accomplished. So I want to make sure all of you receive the special gift from the Limbaugh family, Catherine Limbaugh. And I just want to take a minute to appreciate and to remember the great Rush Limbaugh. And I believe that our country is freer and stronger because of the voice of Rush Limbaugh over the last 30 years. In fact, I believe Rush Limbaugh was more powerful than almost any person in Washington, D.C. When Rush Limbaugh would go into a monologue, I know many of you would say, oh, I have a meeting in 10 minutes. I'm going to tell him I'm running 5 minutes behind. Because you wanted to hear that magic on live radio. Rush Limbaugh didn't just resurrect AM radio, he invented AM talk radio. And I know for a fact he touched so many of your lives with his charm, his wit, his wisdom, sometimes his name calling, but also Rush had a couple rules. And Rush loved the Christmas season. For those of you that were big Rush fans, you know he loved Christmas. One of his rules is, I will tell you when to worry. Because he would always get calls, maybe some of you, Rush, I'm so worried, all this stuff. He says, oh, no, I'll tell you when to worry. Rush never told us to worry. And Rush was an eternal optimist about the future of America. He loved this country. And his wife, Catherine Limbaugh, was so moved by Turning Point USA, so moved by the work that we are doing on campuses, is that they overnighted thousands of those books, the greatest of all time. If you have not yet received a copy of that, go to the VIP lounge. It's free of charge. There's nothing in return. But please make sure you get one. It is a commemorative piece of Rush's legacy, his passion, his patriotism, and his commitment. And then I'm going to tell you one story about Rush Limbaugh, but first, here's a video from the great Catherine Limbaugh.
And greetings to you, thrill seekers, conversationalists, and music lovers all across the bountiful and optimistic fruited plain. It's the Rush Limbaugh program here on the Excellence in Broadcasting Network.
It's Christmas time. Don't let the news frustrate you. Turn to God. Put all your worry, your hope, your faith, trust, particularly this week, to God. If there's hope and if there is hopefulness, if there are good signs, that's where you'll find them. God bless. Merry Christmas. Thank you ever so much.
And that book is available to all of you as a gift from the Limbaugh family. And so please make sure you receive that and you travel home with that. And I'll tell you I'll tell you a final Rush story. I had a chance to get to know Rush, and he became kind of like a mentor and friend. We had a couple lunches and dinners, but he loved the text and he loved the email. And you know, Rush was a very fond supporter of Turning Point USA. In fact, Rush was so enthusiastic, he became a very sizable donor to Turning Point USA at a time where we really needed it. And you know what Rush's one rule was? He said, "You cannot tell anybody that I'm doing this." And what we learned after Rush passed away is how many thousands of organizations and charities and people that he sent significant money to, but the only rule was, you can't tell anybody I did this. And that's a mark of a very special person. And hearing that music makes me emotional, just hearing that music, honestly, because I know for so many of you, that was your North Star of conservatism. But Rush has passed on, and now we have to carry on that legacy. What would Rush tell us to do right now? Rush would tell us, hey, we took the House, we did all these different things, Twitter is liberated, let's continue to fight, and our best days are ahead of us. That's what Rush would want us to leave with from this conference, and it's such an honor to be able to share that from his family. And Turning Point USA, this event would not exist if it was not for the great Rush Limbaugh. I want to also thank some of our amazing sponsors. Fisher Capital, in particular, our top sponsor of this program. If you had not a chance to meet them, Fisher Capital is a great organization. I spent some time with them the other day, and all the sponsors that got behind us and really helped make this event possible. I said this before and I'll say it again. Make this event a starting point for the next couple of months. If you are a student, start a Turning Point USA chapter. If you are a mom or a dad of a high school student, encourage them to start a high school chapter. In fact, help them to start a high school chapter. At Turning Point USA, we want to do everything we possibly can to make it easy and simple for you to be able to advance the ideas of freedom and liberty where you go to school. In fact, it should be a charge. For those of you that are not in high school, you say, Charlie, you know, I'm 50 or 60 years old, what can I do? If every single person in the audience right now that is not a student said, you know what, I'm going to try to start a Turning Point chapter through what people I know in my community, if everyone here did this, the country would be a much better place. And so think about it. How can you get a high school chapter started in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or in Dallas, Texas? We have them all across the country. We have the staff ready to help you with that. And if you're interested, you go to tpusa.com, and it would just be, it's really, really special and important. I'll close with this. I just want to say thank you. The most powerful thing that you have is your time. And you decided during Christmas, many of you traveled from far away. I was just spending time with somebody backstage from Japan who came all the way here from Tokyo and is so inspired. I met a young lady, she came up to me, she said, Charlie, I want to start Turning Point in Italy. She lives in Italy. She came here. Australia? You came from Australia? That's not close at all. Give it up for Australia. That's a real...
Ooh, yeah!
I came from Scottsdale. Scottsdale, right down the street. But Nebraska, we love Nebraska.
Dude, 15th
and
Street.
Iowa, that's not close either. South Carolina, that's the other. South Dakota.
I came from the closest.
We should have done this earlier. This is kind of cool. But
15th
so now
Street.
we say, hey, you know, America Fest is completed. Make a plan. Make a promise to yourself. Make a challenge to yourself. The easy thing in 2023 would be to complain and say this is kind of an off year. The necessary thing is to say, I'm going to do something in 2023 I did not do in 2022. And if you're looking for that place to start, that's why Turning Point exists. Turning Point exists to fill you up, make it easier for you to do that through the resources, the training, the staffing, the programming, the messaging, all of that, because we need this movement. And because of you, it's stronger than ever. 2022 is a complicated year, but I think we can look back and say, hey, we've been so blessed, and we still are blessed to live in the greatest country ever to exist in the history of the world. And our future is solely determined on what we do. let's make a decision to do something meaningful and impactful. God bless Turning Point USA, and God bless all of you. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.